How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Drew Estate Cigar Studios for episode 167 of How About That Cigar Live. Thank you so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and for those of you listening after the fact on the audio podcast, guys, thank you so much for joining us and listening on the audio podcast platform of your choice. When you work out, drive down the road, whatever it is you do, when you listen to your favorite audio podcast, man, thanks so much for making us a part of that. And here in the Drew Estate Cigar Studios, let's remind you about the beautiful new size of the Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented. That is the Corona Viva. The 5 3/4 by 46 Vitola is launching as an exclusive cigar available only at Pappy & Company's website, pappyco.com. A collaboration between the Van Winkle family, owners of Pappy & Company, and Drew Estate. Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented cigars pay homage to the legacy of excellence established by Julian Pappy Van Winkle in the bourbon world more than a century ago. The Corona Viva's narrow ring gauge accentuates the barrel fermented tobacco presence in the Pappy Van Winkle blend, which offers an ultra premium smoking experience with notes of chocolate, coffee, cedar, and charred wood, with an overall smoky sweetness. Pappy Van Winkle Barrel Reserve fermented Corona cigars are packaged in 10-count boxes and available exclusive at pappyco.com. So, we are here back again in the Drew Estate Cigar Studios here in Minnesota. Slightly decent-ish weather.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. I mean,
Got the garage door open.
Garage door is open, little breeze, not too hot. And Garrett is far, far, far away. You left on a jet plane. Garrett, where are you broadcasting from this evening?
Well, I decided to go to the lovely North Pole to see how Santa was ramping up for. Oh no, that was later. I am in New Jersey at Main Street Cigars Lounge, and I am out in Jersey doing a tour with another cigar broker to help tune in my craft of cigar brokerage. So it's just the best industry in the world, and really looking forward to this trip.
Yeah, right on. You look very posh. You're in that big leather chair, with the the wingback chair with that artwork on the wall behind you. You just seem like you're really like zoned in right now.
Well, the cool part is a lot of times when when I've been on the road and we approach a shop owner and say, hey, I've got a podcast that I would like to do, and we'll certainly give you a shout out on the show. And so I'm in this is the private lounge. They don't even do day passes type of a deal. So you have to be a full-on member here. But gratefully, many of them say, hey, please feel free to use our place to do that. And I love it. So
yeah, it's always cool when you travel, seeing new cigar lounges around the country. Hopefully someday around the world, we'll get our chances to maybe see some of the cool places to smoke. Maybe one of these days outside of the U.S. too. That would be pretty sweet.
North Pole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Santa's got a pretty nice private lounge.
I bet he does.
I would think. Yeah. Why are we talking about Santa Claus in August? I don't know. Because it should be Christmas year round. That's why. So the Minnesota Twins are terrible. It's been like broken record the last, couple of months. It's like, did you see the breakdown of their ERA as a pitching staff?
Yes, I did.
From month to month.
Correct.
I mean, their ERA in April, it is consistently gotten worse, and not worse by a little bit. It was like in the 3s, and now I think it's in the 5s.
High fours. Yeah.
It's just and they're last I checked, they were losing again as we speak.
Yep.
I can't make heads or tails of it. And we're coming up on the trade deadline, and it looks like they're gonna go for some like washed up I can't even remember who. We should be looking at an ace pitcher, and we should be scraping together change from the couch cushions to pay for an ace pitcher.
Mhm.
And yet I think they're looking at some washed up power hitter who's, hitting like 181 or something right now.
No, I think we have enough bats
We do.
on our current roster. If we could get a good trade for Sano, that gets us a starting pitcher and then maybe a mid-level reliever.
Yeah. Sano, I think has he had so much potential, and I just don't. At least he may turn into
Big Poppy.
At another team. I just don't think it's going to happen in Minnesota.
No.
Same with David Ortiz. David Ortiz, had 5 years, I think, or 4 years in a Minnesota Twins uniform, and he did okay. And then he goes to Boston and just goes off, and just entered the Hall of Fame. And we love him, but I just think Sano, it's time for us to get as much as we can for him.
Yep.
Although that price may be, if we let the season play out and keep Sano on our roster and get a little more production out of him this season, I think we'll end up getting more money for him if we trade him next year rather than right now. Because right now, because of all the time he's taken off, I don't think we get much for him right now.
Oh, I agree.
So
I mean, we could just skip baseball together, and football's next month. Or
football's,
this month, right?
yeah, football's.
I'm going to preseason game on the 20th.
Yeah, training camp is coming up, so we've got preseason football coming in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
So let's just focus on football, because baseball has not been good to us this season.
Except for Cigars and Baseball.
And that's coming up on September 8th. It is here in St. Paul, Minnesota at CHS Field. It's a fantastic event where there will be multiple cigar vendors there, and there will also be their local restaurants with their fantastic foods, local breweries, local distilleries. So you guys have to check out this event. So go on to, you can find them on social media. You can find them at cigarsbaseball.com. Register for the event. All the money goes to a fantastic charity called the Miracle League, which puts together baseball facilities for kids with disabilities who wouldn't otherwise be able to play the game that they love so much. So please check out that event when you have a chance. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our main event of the evening. And as you know, on How About That Cigar Live, every single time special guests are brought to us by our friends at Corona Cigar Company.
Corona Cigar Company and coronacigar.com, the internet's largest and easiest to use virtual cigar store. Corona Cigar Company offers you the finest handmade cigars, humidors, and cigar accessories at the absolute lowest possible price. You'll also find unique and limited cigars containing Florida sun-grown tobacco. As a proud American, president and founder of Corona Cigar Company, Jeff Borshowitz, believed it was possible to bring cigar tobacco farming back to Florida. At Corona Cigar Company and coronacigar.com, you'll find the best selection anywhere in the world of cigars containing this special Florida sun-grown tobacco. If you live in Florida or are just visiting, be sure to visit any of the great Corona Cigar locations in downtown Orlando, Sand Lake, Lake Mary, and also the Davidoff of Geneva Lounge in Tampa. For more info on all of that, please visit coronacigar.com and floridasungrown.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please put your hands together and welcome back to How About That Cigar Live. This time on episode 167 from Black Star Line Cigars, please welcome Aric Bey.
Hey, what's happening? How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Doing well, man.
Sir, we are loving life. Thank you so much for being back on the show again. Welcome back for
thanks for having me.
So I got to spend a few hours just chilling with Aric, and he got to play host, and it was an honor to come out to your crib and just chill and BS around. And it's one thing when you see somebody at a show or even in a cigar lounge, but to just get and sit and relax in somebody's own domain and everybody be real with each other, like
Yeah.
That's legit. So I want to thank you again for having us over, and
Oh, yeah.
man, we had a great time, bro. We had a
Yeah,
great
I told
time.
you in Vegas if you was in town to hit me, because I
Yeah.
knew I was going to be here. So that's why I was like, hey, man, hit me. Come by the house. I'm a
Hell
man
yeah.
of my word
Yep.
sometimes.
And I will be doing that again.
Yeah. Anytime you're here, bro, and I'm here, just hit me up.
Dope.
So Aric, tell us what you're smoking and drinking while you're on the show with us right now.
I am smoking El Milagro Corojo. Let me find the camera there. Nicknamed the Red Line. And then I am drinking Port Charlotte 10 here by Brooklotti.
Very nice.
So that's the pairing that I have for that particular cigar. So I'm enjoying the pairing. I was gonna smoke the Dark Warwick so I could show off the fancy new bands, and then I didn't bring one out here, and then I didn't have Willie Pot still here either. So I was just like, yeah, I'll smoke what I got out here. So.
Well, I'm gonna get my cigar fired up right now, and we're gonna do that on the toast cam.
There we go.
When lighting your cigar, it's important to be patient, pay close attention to detail, and focus on the tobacco. In the same way, Steve Saka brings those same qualities to the ultra-premium cigars of Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Patience, close attention, and focus on the tobacco are the qualities that Saka and Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust have become known for. From Somber Mesa to Umbagad, Dunbarton has a blend that will fit your palate, your mood, and any occasion. Visit DunbartonCigars.com to learn more.
There we go. So we're all of us here on How About That Cigar this evening are smoking the La Libella.
There you go.
I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, La Libella, you got it.
So yeah, man,
those are the fancy new bands.
Yeah. We caught up with you guys at the PCA trade show, and really digging the new look. Not the old look was cool, but it really kind of pops on this new band.
Oh yeah, that was the purpose of, because the original band, it was dark, so it merged in with the Maduro wrapper. So for picture purposes, and even when it's on the shelves, it wasn't really sticking out. So that's why I had Cigar Dojo redo the bands for me, and they got, as you can see, it's a much more colorful band that pops, and it's eye-catching and that type of thing. So, and it still has all the branding and everything I want on there as far as the name of the cigar, and then the Black Stone Line logo on there. So they did a great job with it. The colors, if you notice, they're a play off the Ethiopian flag.
Yeah,
because that's what La Libella is. It's in Ethiopia, so it's just a total paying homage to that area, to the city, to the emperor, to the churches. I'm just paying homage to all of it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
and
dope.
we've had actually, it's funny, we've had a lot of discussions on the show about Ethiopian history and stuff like that. Garrett's got Ethiopian neighbors, and so he's really gotten into the the whole culture, North African culture, and it's there's so many things tied into cigars that a lot of people who aren't into cigars don't realize how many connections there are between Ethiopia and the Caribbean basin. So that's very cool.
Yeah. I mean, and Ethiopian food is delicious too. So I don't know if you've had it before. It's delicious.
And the coffee, that traditional Ethiopian coffee, forget about it.
The Warwick coffee is actually an Ethiopian coffee too. So
is it?
Yeah. So it's a light roast Ethiopian coffee. Ethnos coffee out of Memphis roasted for me. So
dope.
So we had you on the show. It was right around a year ago, the first time we had you on the show, and younger brands, newer brands, trying to make, so many people, you're part of this group of young up and coming people that are putting in the work, trying to make your own way in the cigar industry. And we love that. And we love, getting those stories. So talk to us a little bit, early on, since we talked to you last time, what are you learning as a young new brand owner? What are you learning from your retailer partners and your consumers kind of early on as you get into this, you know, that maybe some things that surprised you, or you know, kind of the feedback that you're getting from, you know, retailers and consumers that you're learning from early in this process?
You know, some of the feedback I get is, you know, some people want more sizes in the different blends. But the problem with that is the more sizes is more money that I got to put out to make them. So
Yeah.
I can only put out enough stuff for, you know, as much money as I have. So
Yeah.
I do have plans of adding more sizes to each one of the blends, just like I added the Robusto for Warwick and Dark Warwick. So and then there's a Lancetto for the Warwick as well. But yeah, that's one of the feedback is they, you know, some people want different variety of sizes, and it's coming. What I've learned so far is that you gotta make sure that you stay in front of the consumers and the retailers, because it's easy to be forgotten in this industry. There's thousands of cigars, so you got to find a way to make sure that people are always, you're on their mind in some form or fashion. So
Yeah.
whether it's social media, whether you're shooting out emails, email blasts, or you know, just making sure, or doing cutting lights, because I do a bunch of cutting lights so people can actually come out and meet me. So, and I try to do at least 3 cutting lights in every city that I go to. So I just try to make sure that people can get to know me, and then they know what type of person I am. And then they try the cigars and they like the product and they like me, then that pushes the sales when I'm not there.
Yeah. No, and that makes a lot of sense when you're saying, you know, cutting lights and in-store events, because this is such a relationship driven business, and we've known, you know, from getting to know you and other people in the business, that there is something about that opportunity to, you know, get together and just, you know, share a cigar and a story, and you know, just chilling with people at local shops when people are in town. And it makes a huge difference, man, just being able to get to know people. And so what have you, you know, some of the experiences you've had, you know, going from store to store and getting to meet some of the people out there who have gotten to know your product, and then they have a chance to finally get to know you too?
It's kind of surreal, because you know, like when people actually, they've been smoking the product, and then when they actually like meet me, they're like, you know, like awestruck, and I'm kind of taken aback by it, because I'm not used to anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
But it just lets me know that people have grown a love for the product, and then indirectly have grown an appreciation for me as well. And then once we get to talking, and you know, because we sit up and talk about anything, man. So you know, as long as it doesn't get too weird. But I usually only get really weird with Matt Boo. But yeah, but
Or Garrett.
Easy to do.
Right.
I can get weird too.
Right. But yeah, no, I'm really like flattered that people love the product, and then they're embracing me as well. You know, so it's a great feeling to go around. I really haven't had a bad experience in any cutting light that I've done. Everybody was just real cool. Everybody's supportive. Everybody's enjoying themselves. A lot of times I'll come to events with bottles so people could try the actual pairings that I got for the different cigars. And yeah, man, what I want to do is make sure everybody enjoys themselves and has a great time when they're hanging out with me.
Yeah.
So now take us through the strategy moving forward. You just had your first full PCA show experience. Coming off the show and looking into the next couple of quarters, what does your strategy look like in terms of growth and doing what you want to do with the brand?
Well, I haven't really said much about this like publicly, but I'll say it on here. We have contracted with Impact Force and Mike Perales' company, so him and his reps are going to help me out in 23 states. So that's going to help me out tremendously, because my VP of sales, Cliff, that's on here, is pretty much me and him like calling everywhere and trying to monitor things. And eventually some things do get lost, you know, because there's just so much to do. But that helps me out tremendously, because I'll have a sales force and sales reps actually going out and hitting stores for me when I'm not there. Only thing that slowed us up working with Impact Force was when we started working with them, my inventory was very low. So now I got a full inventory back. Aganorsa got all the stuff in from SLE, and everything is safely safely made it to Reno, to Illusione's warehouse. So now all I got to do is get samples out to the reps or Impact Force so they can go to work. So that's the strategy as far as them. Now September, I am going to enter Bout. So I'm gonna try to go over there in Germany and meet some distributors and people over there across the pond, and try to develop some relationships over there so we can start growing in Europe and those countries over there.
Nice.
And does that look?
Sorry, Gary, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, does that look like then ramping up more bodies in the factory? What are the mechanics behind growing where you're at now to, opening up in Europe, a huge sales force and impact force, which is fantastic. You're going to need more cigars, right? So are you looking at a bigger factory, or are you looking at just expanding? What are some of the things that are going into this growth?
Well, everything's rolled by Aganorsa Leaf right now. So I'll definitely be expanding with them. I actually have new blends that I got through them. There's samples here that are just sitting and aging, and then I smoke them from time to time to see how they age and how they change. But I have maybe like 3 other factories that want to work with me. So I'm actually waiting for samples from one of them right now for a blend that I put together so I can see what I can do with it and see if it's going to be good and that type of thing. It's I'll be working with a Connecticut broadleaf on this one. So for the wrapper.
Ooh, very nice.
So,
that's been tough to get for people to get their hands on. So that's good to hear.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we're definitely gonna need more cigars because we're getting bigger in the States. And then if I get the accounts over in Europe and different countries over there, then I need to be able to have cigars to fund them as well. So yeah, production is gonna go up. So like they say, like Biggie said, more money, more problems.
Yeah. Well, that's the tricky spot, when it comes, like you said, working with Aganorsa Leaf, because they've got a lot of, they've got their own brand, and then they've got a lot of contract work they're doing for you and multiple other brands, and so getting them to it's got to be tricky working with them, saying, man, I really need more of these, and they say, well, we can get them to you
6 months.
6 months from now, and you're like, well, I need them in 3 months, and they're like, well, I'm sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah, they're at capacity, bro. So
yeah.
Terrence even told me like they're so busy, they're having a hard time keeping up with their own stuff.
Yeah.
And then then they got me, and they got several other Warp and HBTC, all the other bigger guys than me that are coming through there, and it's just the factory's busy. Even El Titan, I got a new blend. I got a new blend for them from them too, and I don't know when I'll be able to get it out of there. So because they're just so busy and they're small. So,
yeah, and that's a small factory. I mean, they don't make a lot of cigars every day. So that's got to be really especially tricky working with El Titan.
Yeah, they roll. Well, at the time when they were rolling for me, they were rolling about 100 cigars a day.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's still the number or not, but that's when I started. That's how many they were rolling for me per day to get the order out.
Yeah. Now, are you seeing, in addition to like working with factory partners, just getting the tobacco and the cigars rolled and getting them right, so the blends taste the same? Are you also seeing issues like so many other people we've heard from are having problems with, packaging, boxes, bands, that kind of thing? Are you having problems with that as well?
Not so much with Aganorsa because they're vertically integrated, so they handle all the cellophane, the boxes, and they handle all that for me. So I haven't had an issue with that. Now with my infused cigars, because they don't have any bands on them or anything like that, and I started putting cellophane on them, but I'm having a hard time getting enough cellophane to put on all the cigars that I've infused. So that would be one piece that I've been having a hard time getting. And I reached out to some other cigar owners, and they're able to like find somebody to get some for me and that type of thing. But it's still cellophane has been hard to get. The other stuff I don't deal with it because that's Aganorsa does it. So I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't had any problem with that.
Okay, that's good. So basically you work with them. They put the blend together. You check the blend, make sure it's right, and then they they handle everything from
Yeah.
the rolling to the cello, the bands, the boxes, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes. So I give them the blend, and of course I don't roll cigars, so they finish the shit for me.
Yeah.
And then that's when they send the samples to me. I smoke them if it meets my palate's requirements, and my team, because I have a team of people I let smoke the cigars, and and tell me, like, you tasting what I'm tasting, is it good, is it bad, and they're not yes men. If it sucks, they're gonna tell me, because 9 times out of 10 I already know it sucks. I just want to see if somebody else gonna say it sucks too.
Yeah.
So So yeah, we run the blends through the samples through the gambit, and if it meets, if all of us agree that it's something that we could sell, then I put in an order for it.
Yeah. Well, and it's important to have those people, like you said, that people you can trust. You can give them a pack of cigars and say, let me know what you think of these, and they'll be honest with you. You don't want people that are just going to say, oh, it's awesome, best cigar I ever had, and then you smoke the same cigar they smoked, and you thought it was terrible. You don't want
like this shit sucks. Oh, and then the cigar we were discussing in the back room before the show started, while you all were talking, I cut it open, and it's short filler. So that explained a lot to me. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's all scraps in the middle of this joke.
Short filler. I've learned over the years is like more hit or miss than just about anything, because the short filler could be 2 weeks old or it could be 2 years old. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah. And then you get some of the dust and stuff that they swept up off the floor in the middle of the cigar. So
extra rat droppings,
right,
roaches.
The only short filler cigar that I actually say was pretty good is El Tiden makes one down at Calle Ocho, and if you go in there, you could buy them in there. I don't know if she ships them or not, but those were pretty good, But I haven't had another short filler cigar that I was like, like it was. Like it sticks out in my mind as being something I would smoke again,
Yeah, there's only a handful of them that I keep around on a regular basis. One for price point, because I can keep them around. I can keep boxes of them in my humidor all the time. They're good everyday cigars. And two, there's, like you said, there's not many on the market that at least for me have produced good flavor and burn on a regular basis.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was actually surprised, because if I'm thinking the cigar is from a certain person, I'm surprised that that's short filler in there. Yeah. So I may ask him next time I talk to him if that's what he's using, because it wasn't good. So.
Well, that's good, because that's one of those people that gave you one of their cigars because they want your opinion, and they want you to be honest. At least I hope they want you to be honest.
Yeah. Sometimes I still sugarcoat it a little bit. If I'm friends with them, like I just go all the way and blasting them. But but I'll tell him I didn't like it. That's an easy answer, and hopefully he won't ask details. I had another owner give me a cigar, and I'm friends with him too, and he asked me details on the cigar, and I was like, bro, do you really want to know? I was like, I'll tell you, but I don't want to tell you. But I will, like it tastes like burnt pork rinds.
So you mentioned that you're going to go to Intertobacco, and that was actually one of the questions I had was if you had expanded to, start looking at Europe and Asia. So what kind of led you down the road to decide now is the time to start looking at Europe?
Sitting around talking to Sebastian from Cavalier Genevieve. Yeah. So both of us were working NFG Underground down in Underground's Fest down in Fort Worth. Yeah. And I ran into him at Cigar. So he just, I didn't really know him that well. So he just came and sat with us, and we got acquainted. And he was just giving me advice and, telling me what to look out for. Then he would mention Intertobacco, and, I've heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it really. So he talked to me about it, and he was just like, man, it would be, at the stage I'm at, it'll be a really good look to go and expand over there, So I was like, okay. So I listened to him, and then I asked around a few other people that I have been to the show, and they all gave the thumbs up on it. And so I made the move on it. And the funny thing is I met Candace. She works for Intertabac, and she came to my very first booth at TPE a couple of years ago and talked to me about it. And I had her card all these years. And I found her card, I emailed her, and she remembered who I was, and she just guided me on through what exactly I need to do to get registered as a exhibitor there, and we're going.
Nice. Yeah, that's it's got to be kind of tricky, like you said too, because let's say you get there and you've got some interest from some distributors over there in Europe or some retailers or both. Then you got to get those cigars made. So, like you said, you're looking at, you've obviously got, Aganorsa as a partner, and they've got a great reputation of the business, but at the same time, they can't make everybody's cigars. So you got to start shopping around and looking for some other factory partners who can put together the quality that you've come to expect and that your customers have come to expect. So, are you when you're looking at factory partners, have you only looked at factory partners in Nicaragua still, or have you looked at some in Dominican Republic?
Actually, these samples that are coming are coming from a Dominican factory. So,
okay.
So I'm changing it up just a little bit. For those that know me, they know I don't really like Dominican tobacco. But the blend I put together is not a puro. It's a mixture of stuff in there. It has some Dominican tobacco in there, but that's not it. So I wanted to make sure that I want to make sure it's a great blend. And I got to see exactly how this factory is going to work. Putting the blend together and that type of thing. So they were supposed to be rolling those cigars for me this week. So hopefully I'll have them in the next week and a half or so.
Okay.
So we'll see.
When you have them put together, this is something I always like hearing from people about, because usually the answers are close, but I like hearing the differences. When you have them put together test blends for you, are they usually like Robustos or Toros, or what are they that you like to blend from?
Through Aganorsa, I do Coronas.
Okay.
I like a Corona size. This factory that I'm working with, he likes to do Robustos as his sample size. So either or is fine with me. Those are two great sizes to do sample blends with, because you can get a real good gist of what the tobacco is going to be, and then kind of get an idea if you switch to a different vitola, like how it will be. Only exception to that is when Lalibela was in development stage. The actual size that I smoked it in, and it's weird that I smoked it in the size, but that's because this is what Tim wanted. It was a 6x60, and I hate 6x60s. Yeah, like it's just like I'll smoke a 6x60, but it's not like a go-to size. It's still that right at the cusp of too big, So that I smoked Lalibela in test size in the Gordo size.
Okay.
And then I knew it was good in that big size, so I knew if I scaled it down to a Toro, that it's going to be a fantastic size and taste and strength. And I was right, because when I finally smoked it in the Toro version, I was like, wow, this is totally different than the Gordo. It's much stronger.
Yeah, and we're smoking it right now in the Toro size, and I mean it's. I just really enjoy the blend a lot. There's a lot of natural. I get a lot of this natural sweetness, from the blend, but there's also strength and spice and power behind it. That goes, and there's smoothness too. It's not bitey spice. It's like just kind of on the back ends. But the texture of I like texture when it comes to smoke. I like even in milder cigars, if you get a milder cigar that's still, the feel of that smoke in the mouth is just like it's got body to it. I dig that, and this blend has that.
Yeah, well, the Ligero is not overpowering the rest of the leaves in the stick, so it's not just absurdly strong, and all you tasting is just Ligero out there. It's sort of like Mistress, Cornelius and Anthony used to have. That was just a absurdly strong cigar, and it was just like, you know, it's just strong for no reason, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what a lot of people like about Lalibela, is because it has the strength, but you can still get the notes out of the cigar and you can still enjoy it. Now, if you haven't had a good meal in your stomach and you're not ready for it, yeah, it's gonna punch you. So, but if you ate something, a nice solid meal, and you smoke it, you're just gonna just totally enjoy it.
Well, I haven't eaten since like this morning, and I'm drinking bourbon right now. But I'm fortunately one of those cigar customers that it doesn't really. Just about any strength level I can smoke any day.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people. So don't all the consumers out there don't judge strength levels off of what I say. That's not a good system.
Yeah.
Garrett, I know you had a couple questions. I want you to jump in.
Yeah, sorry, was just finally fixing my watch to put on
Focus. We're on a show, Garrett.
I know, but I kept looking at my watch, and I'm like, it's not 9 o'clock here; it's 10. But no, Aric. So when your process of bringing a new product to the market, what does that look like for you? Are you going down to the factories? Are you going down there? Or are you doing more telecommunication and having them send up samples to you? Or is it a combination of the?
Outside of El Titan, because I've been to the factory there. I've never been to Nicaragua, period, or Dominican Republic. So I am going to Aganorsa late January, early February, something like that. So yeah, everything pretty much outside of El Titan has been done remote. Now I'm really excited about going to the factory because I know some about tobacco, but I'm not an expert by any means. So that's going to increase my tobacco knowledge the more I can go and hang out in the factory and watch them roll and talk to people and, you know, taste the different tobaccos that they have and, you know, having them put fumas together so I can smoke. Because I've never had them send me like just fumas of each one of the leaves that are in the in my blends. So, but I could do it there because it's easier for them to, you know, get them to me because it's hard to tell me no when I'm standing there. Whereas, like, if they're sending me the stuff, I may ask for some samples and shit. I may not see them jokers for about 8 months. So, so
yeah, it does make a difference when you're right in front of their faces.
So, yeah, so that's going to change the remote thing. I just don't know how often I can go because I got a small daughter here and I, you know, I try not to be gone too long away from her and my wife too. I try not to lead them for too long, but sometimes it's necessary. So, and this is one of those necessary times because I need to take that next step into learning more about the tobacco because if the blends are good now, once I learn even more about it, they're going to be great. You know?
Yeah. So I was just going to ask that as a follow-up. What do you think is the next big missing piece to you elevating and continuing to climb in this?
Yeah, that's it. I need to spend more time. Even if I just got to fly down to El Titan and just go hang out with them and mess around with their stuff, I'll do that because, you know, I'm welcome there anytime. And then I fuck around, be sitting around with Willie, and we're sitting up smoking and talking, and he teaches me stuff too. So I network a lot with owners that came way before me, and that's a lot of the reason why we're doing so well now because I listened to what people did before me, and I'm like, if that's working for you, then you know, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. You know, I'll just add my flavor to it. That's all. You know?
Yeah. And that is one of the coolest things about, and we talk about it all the time, but man, one of the coolest things about this industry is even though the brands are in competition, there's still so many people who have built their brands and now they just want to share their knowledge with everybody coming up. And I love that about this business.
Yeah, because that's honestly, that's the way the cigar industry keeps growing. Is if we keep grooming good people to come into the industry and keep making good product, you know. And the only way you're gonna do that is if you take somebody on and mentor them in some form or fashion.
Yep.
So, you know, I get other owners come and talk to me that came after me, and they talk to me, and if I have time, I do the same thing. I give advice. I'll tell them where I fucked up at and what events to pass on, and you know, because I've done them, and
Yeah.
some of them were great successes, and some of them were flat out losses. You know, so so yeah, so I give advice all the time to anybody that wants to hear the foolishness that comes out of my mouth. But
Well, there's a great saying in Alcoholics Anonymous that goes, "You can only keep what you have by giving it away." And it obviously doesn't only apply to Alcoholics Anonymous. I think that has been something that I've held on tightly to for many facets of life. And giving that knowledge away only helps to continue the growth of knowledge, new knowledge, innovation, and advancing, especially our young people. So,
yeah, I mean, if you bless somebody else, then the only thing that's going to happen is the blessings are going to come back to you in some form or fashion. So,
that's right.
And I wholeheartedly believe in that. That's why, you know, people reach out to me, and I actually have time to talk. I will talk, you know, and you know, so. And I encourage people all the time, like if you have my number, use it. I gave it to you for a reason. So.
Well, and there's such a cool, I don't know. I think there's not that it's like this big tectonic kind of shift, but I have really in the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, maybe 10 years, really seen like not only the next generation of cigar enthusiasts kind of come into the fold and really start enjoying cigars, but also learning more about, like you said, Aric, you said the craft of, you know, seeing what they do with the tobacco. There's so many people out there. I mean, most of the consumers are still casual, you know, cigar buyers, but there's a growing number of people out there, us included, that as consumers that we want to learn more about the way the products are made. And I see the same from people who are into beers and bourbons and food. And, you know, people want to know more about the way all that stuff is made. And I think that just ends up making a stronger community in the end.
Yeah. I mean, like with the internet and technology and all that, you can look up a lot about cigars or where a particular cigar is from and talking about what factory or what country it's from. But I love this. It's one of my buddies. He said this, and it was really cool. It was a great quote. He said, "We have the most educated product that we're selling to the uneducated consumer, because a lot of people don't know a damn thing about cigars, but they smoke them, and they'll call them. They'll definitely dub themselves as aficionados, and don't even know what the fuck a binder is. You know, so it's a very educated product with uneducated consumers."
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And there's also been just, I don't know what you have seen from the times you've been in stores doing events or cutting lights, and what have you seen? Because we've seen kind of a big influx of women in the cigar world, where before, you know, for decades, you know, or, you know, maybe even longer, it was always thought of that, you know, there's this stereotype that cigars are for men and that's it. But man, the women in the cigar world have been like just one of the biggest growing segments of the whole consumer base. What have you seen?
Yeah, that's in particular. I've seen it's an influx of Black women is the largest growing population of new smokers. And I love it because I don't need to just sit around guys all the time. You know, I need something different. You know, because it could be a whole different type of conversation. You know, you'll have with a female as opposed to a male, and sometimes that's refreshing because you know there's only so much sports and shit I could just talk about. You know, that gets boring after a while. I want to hear something else. You know. Tell me about your sewing tactics or whatever the fuck you're into, you know, that women do that I don't do, so I can just learn something different, you know. Yeah. But yeah, that's the trend I've been seeing. But there's overall there's been a bunch more black people smoking period too. So males included, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool, man. It's just adding more diversity into the industry. It's adding more customers. It's adding more fun. It's adding better conversations.
Oh yeah, that's the thing right there. Better conversations, because the man, there's so much. Like you said, you can only talk about the same subjects with the same type of crowd for so long before it's like you just want to talk about something different for a while. And because we learn so much more from people that have completely different backgrounds than us, and we've found so many of those relationships in the cigar world, just sitting down and having a cigar with somebody that maybe if it wasn't for the cigar shop, we maybe wouldn't have had a chance to sit down and have a conversation with that person.
Yeah, like a good buddy of mine, he's Chinese, and and he smokes cigars, and I've been to China, I don't know, maybe like 6 times, and so I talk to him in Mandarin sometimes, the little bit I can remember. And he tells me about the cigar scenes in China and all that. So it's cool because when I was out there, I wasn't smoking cigars. So I'm not familiar with the cigar scene in China, but he said it's a big scene out there that, a lot of people are smoking cigars in China. So that'll be another area eventually I would like to tap into, because they, apparently they buy a lot of cigars, a lot of Cubans, but they're opening up to buying other stuff as well.
Yeah, we've been hearing that lately. That's been a big trend that even though the market overall is small, it's a lot more, I don't know, attention. It seems like more people, and there's more companies shipping cigars, especially like you said, Cubans. Habanos is definitely shipping a lot more cigars to China and Japan right now. But it just seems like there's a lot of people in that area that are learning more and want to learn more about cigars.
Yeah. Because when I think about China, I think about like opium and stuff like that. But that's some old school shit. So.
Oh man. Garrett, what else did you have?
I think the last thing I really was hoping to talk about is anything on that new that we can talk about.
You talking about the ones I let you get?
Maybe
here and there.
Maybe.
You don't have to divulge anything you don't want to divulge.
Nope.
No, it's fine. There may or may not be a Barber pole version of Warwick coming. It's just the samples that they were supposed to put together. They put the wrong wrappers on the samples, so so it wasn't what I asked for. It was a good stick. It just wasn't what I asked for though.
Yeah,
I wanted a combination, because the blends for the dark Warwicks and the Warwicks are the same blend. The only difference is it's the Connecticut Shade wrapper and the Corojo 99 wrapper, and then the Corojo 99 has a little more ligero in it, so it's stronger than the original version. But that Corojo 99 wrapper changed the flavor profile of a Warwick totally. So if I didn't tell people that was the same blend, you would have thought it was a totally different blend, and it's not. And that's why I wanted to merge the two together to see how that Corojo 99 wrapper and that Connecticut Shade will go together as far as the flavor, But the samples they sent me weren't what I asked for, so they got to redo them and give me some more. So I got to keep riding Terrence. I'm gonna ride.
Somebody's gonna tag Terrence
like
in the comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride Terrence like a horse to like get those samples.
I want to see that.
And here's the thing. There's this thing called a circle beard. Have y'all ever seen it before?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm starting a campaign to get Terrence to do the circle beard. So this is gonna be awesome. So every time y'all talk to Terrence, ask him when he's gonna grow the circle beard, because we got to get him to do it.
All right.
We got to get him to do it.
I got a lot of money tied up in car repairs right now, but I will give whatever I can to make that happen. It is worth it.
I'm like Terrence, do it for the people. We need this.
Yes. Yes.
give the people what they want.
Yes.
And I want to see that. Everybody wants to see that. The world deserves to see that.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you guys,
I got retailers talking to them about it. I need y'all to talk to them about it. Everybody talk to Terrence about growing a circle beard. It's gonna be awesome.
If you don't know what a circle beard is, just Google circle beard and hit images. I promise you,
you will not be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed.
It's utterly ridiculous, but Terrence can pull it off. I got confidence in him.
I do too.
Terrence would make that. Terrence would take that to the next level. I mean, that's got to happen. The world. This is not what the world needs. It's what the world deserves.
It is
right. I'm like, do it for the people, man.
That's
do
right.
it for the people. You know, it might be somebody at home with monkeypox just suffering, and then they see Terrence. They see Terrence with the circle beard, and it make the monkeypox feel better. You know?
Absolutely.
I feel better, honestly, after all the shit weekend I had. That I feel 100% better just imagining Terrence with the circle beard right now.
Oh yeah.
One other thing that I was curious about. I don't know if you've ever done any. Have you ever done any like store exclusives or shop exclusives before? Is that something you'd be interested in maybe doing someday if a shop approached you to do that?
Yeah, there actually is one coming. They're smoking the samples now.
Okay.
I won't tell you who it's with, but
honestly, I had no idea. I was just curious if that was something. Okay.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yeah. It's
cool.
a big one. Yeah, it'll be a big one too. So
like
they approached me about it. So I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah. And the funny thing about it was when they talked to me about it, I was like, well, actually, I got some samples coming on Friday. So I was like, you can check that out and see if that's gonna be it. So, but the only limited edition stick that I have right now is the Lalibela Lancetto. So I only had 2,000 of those made, 2,000 sticks. Underground bought 1,000 of them, and then the other 1,000 I sold those in roughly about 40 minutes. So I was here and I was drunk and I was texting retailers and and they just went, and I was like, oh shit! I was like, somebody out there likes me.
Garrett's got the sad face right now. He's he's sad he didn't get one. Garrett.
Shit! I got some here at the house too. I could have given you one.
Garrett, you call
you get from small batch though.
Yeah, you go to small batch.
Or I'll be in town in a couple weeks.
hey, hit me up, bro. I'm here till Labor Day. Just hit me up.
Why don't we take this question from Dax real fast, just for Aric? What is your favorite beverage pairing with cigars and why? And then also follow that up with your favorite cut.
Whiskey, specifically Scotch, but each one of the sticks I have are paired with a different spirit. So Dark Warwick is Willet Pastel, Warwick is Four Roses Single Barrel, Lalibela is Larceny Small Batch. The one I'm smoking now is the Port Charlotte 10 by Brook Lottie, and then the Sun-Grown Habano version of the El Milagro is Brook Lottie Classic Lottie. The whiskeys are head and shoulders, in my opinion. They're head and shoulders over other spirits as far as pairing with the cigars. It seems like if you pick the right spirit to go with that tobacco, it just increases the experience. Only one that I do drink mezcal too. I like mezcal and I don't like tequila. And I don't really like gin. The only gin I like is Boofy's gin. And Boofy's gin actually goes. Yeah, Boofy's gin actually goes really well with my Dark Warwick. And I actually forgot I still had some of his stuff over there. I could have smoked. I could have had the Dark Warwick with the gin, but it goes well because the gin has the floral notes in it, and the Dark Warwick has floral notes, so it kind of brings out the floral notes in the cigar a little bit more if you like floral. And then it's a good combination for Boofy's gin in particular and Dark Warwick. Spirits that I don't drink, I don't like rum. It's too sweet, and then it's just a mild spirit. You know, like all of them are right around 80 proof. I wouldn't touch brandy or cognac. I don't like cognac. I just had a bunch of I had a bunch of I had a private event that we did, and Louis the 13th was there, and so I had that. I hadn't had that since I was in Shanghai, and that was like damn near 20 years ago now. So I didn't even remember what it tasted like. But it was pretty good. I would never buy it due to the price point, but yeah, it was a decent spirit. And then they actually the rep, he actually expressed interest in working with us and doing events. So that's gonna be dope.
Well, if I don't know how much I'm kind of I'm all over the road when it comes to spirits. I'll try anything, and I'll. It depends on the mood. It depends on the cigar. It could be Scotch. It could be bourbon. It could be rum.
Yeah.
I've really kind of gone more towards the rums that aren't as sweet. Like you said, usually rums are way too sweet, but there are some out there that are way dialed back on the sweetness that I've really been, digging a lot.
Diplomatico's not bad. I don't like to drink drinks, and I feel like I'm developing diabetes as I'm drinking it. So.
Well, I will say that this, although I usually, like you mentioned the Four Roses single barrel, I prefer the single barrel, but this Four Roses small batch is going really nicely with this cigar right now.
Okay.
You know, it's I know it's not specifically what you geared it to pair with, but I think it's going really nicely together. So, and the retro halo on this cigar is just stupid in a good way.
Yeah, Allison asked about tea and coffee. I don't like coffee too much, even though I sell it. I did sample the coffee to make sure that it went well with the Warwick, because it's a Warwick coffee, so I made it particularly for the Connecticut Warwick, and I tried it. It is good pairing. I don't like to wait for the drink to cool down, because if I drink it too fast, then I burn my tongue, and then I can't taste shit. So it's sort of like a trumpet player. If they get like a little crack in their lip, then they feel like they can't play. I kind of feel the same way. If I can't taste a cigar, then it's not something that I want to drink. Yeah. I've never tried tea. I love tea. I've never tried tea with cigars. I heard it's pretty good, but I know for a fact when I pour my Scotch out the bottle, I can drink it right away. So I go
when I know. When I come down, I'll bring my tea kit, and there's 3 different teas.
You're in for it now.
We're gonna run through some teas.
All right, I'm with it.
You make
that'd be a good time.
You make a tea cocktail with Scotch and put I'm
that sounds pretty gross, buddy.
No, that would not be good. Not be good at all. So
Garrett, I went to this. It was
go
place,
ahead.
Me and my wife, it was like at least 5 years ago, we went to this local hangout on a street called Stony Island here, and it's a little like dive bar kind of place, and she wanted an old fashioned, and I don't like old fashioned. I don't like mixed drinks. The way it is in the bottle is how I want it. So she's ordering this old fashioned. So the bartender told her, she was like, we ran out of bourbon. Is it okay if we make the old fashioned with Macallan?
What?
So yeah. So Faith asked me, I was like, don't get that. I was like, trust me, it's not gonna be good.
No.
She ordered it anyway.
Oh,
it was trash. And then she gonna try to get me to drink it. I was like, no. I was like, I don't like the regular old fashioned, let alone some shit with Macallan in it. Like, come on now. I was like, they're just playing with you now.
No, I don't even like I don't drink old fashions very often, but when I do, I'd rather have it made with rye, because rye is spicier than bourbon. And bourbon. If you put bourbon together with the simple syrup and all that, it's like sugar on top of sugar. It's too much. It's too sweet for me. I'd rather have it made with rye. But Scotch in an old fashioned put a bullet in my head. No, thank you. That sounds terrible.
The rye that sticks out in my head that I like, because I don't like a whole lot of rye. Like the Woodford Reserve rye gave me a really bad headache. What's the name? Rare Breed by Wild Turkey.
Yeah, the Wild Turkey rye. That's pretty good.
That
And
good.
if you haven't had Whistle Pig 10-year rye, That's a good rye. It's got a lot of spice to it. It's high proof.
Yeah.
It's like 110 or 115. It's nice high proof, and that goes really well. If you're gonna put something in it, like make that into a rye Manhattan or a rye old fashioned, that goes really well
or Ovaltine.
Or Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
You shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh shit! So Garrett, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it time?
Ooh, it is time.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right, it is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. And as always on How About That Cigar Live, Numero de los Muertos, brought to us by our friends at Smoke Inn. All right, Numero de los Muertos, episode 167. Garrett, what do you have for us this week?
Well, this week, I thought this was potentially a callback, but I looked and I looked and I couldn't find it. So if it is, I apologize. But here it is. In the U.S.,
Oh, Q, get off the show, brother. I love you, Q, but good Lord.
Vibrating ones, different colors, skinny, big.
wow.
Oh,
22 people in the United States die here every year.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a place.
In the United States.
So you're mixing it up a little bit. All right. So as always, viewers, if you guys have guesses other than the shit that Q is coming up with, put it in the comments. Or Niagara Falls. So 22 people a year die from this in the U.S. in this place.
Well, various deaths, but this place.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll jump right in. Is it in the U.S.?
Yes, it is the U.S. It is not the Grand Canyon. It is not the Golden Gate. It is not beaches.
Is it the
West
Golden
side of Chicago? That was a fucked up joke. I'm sorry.
No.
Valid. There might be 22 people down on the west side right now.
Right. That number
I'm
I think
y'all,
is higher.
But when I was an active firefighter, I worked on the west side a lot. And we'll get a call for an overdose, right? Because there's a lot of heroin over there. So we get a call for overdose, and we get there, and it wasn't just one overdose. It was like 6 of them. So we passing out Narcan like Skittles.
Oh.
I'm joking, but shit, that could happen on the west side of Chicago.
Oh man.
It is not casinos. It is not Death Valley. It is not the U.S. Capitol.
22 people.
Not Mardi Gras.
No.
Are drugs or alcohol involved?
Not necessarily.
Are
That's a good one, bro. I don't know.
North Dakota. That's funny.
North Dakota. Are vehicles involved?
They're at Mount Rushmore up there.
Vehicles of a sort are involved.
Okay.
Not.
Well, it definitely couldn't be motorcycles. There's more than that.
Is it a state? Is it a specific state?
It is not a specific state.
It's not Utah.
Actually, multiple states have these in them.
These deaths typically happen outdoors or indoors?
Outdoors.
Mountains?
not
I don't know.
mountains.
Hunting accidents?
Nope.
No, you
not
should say
hunting
vehicles
accidents.
though.
Yep.
Okay.
Elevators?
Not subways, not elevators, not Sturgis. Switchbacks. Nope.
Smoking
Zip
bad
lines.
cigars
No.
while driving.
Not zip lines. Not national parks. Not roundabouts.
Smoking unbanded samples.
That we should. We
short
should
filler.
get another thing. Short fillers.
Short filler poisoning.
Drag racing is good, but no. Skateboards, no. Public swimming pools is starting to get into the right
So is it water
direction.
water related?
It can be.
Can be. Okay.
Jet skis.
Water slides.
You're getting closer.
Amusement parks.
Water parks?
Yes, amusement parks.
Justin got it. Oh, amusement parks.
Amusement parks. Okay.
Yeah,
Justin said water.
Eric-
It's amusement parks?
amusement parks.
Oh.
So everything from drowning in their water park to mechanical failures and people falling off,
Yeah.
decapitations.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah,
Decapitation?
Yeah.
like one
Yeah,
a
that young
year.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
young, like
You
they
just wanted
posted
to
that
go ride
video.
with teacups and see Cinderella, and next thing your fucking head's cut off.
Right? Like
Yeah.
they posted that video of that young man that was on that one ride that goes all the way up and comes down, but he was way too big to be on the ride. Period. And then I guess the mechanism didn't lock in, so on the way down, he just fell off of it and fucking died. I was like, then you assholes posted it. I was like, oh, fuck.
Man.
That was a fucked up video, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I never saw that.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
see
that was
either.
bad, man. Yeah.
Oh,
He was a
I
young
can't
guy. I
handle
think he was a
videos like
teenager.
that because I watch
Yeah.
videos like that, and my wife laughs at me because I see videos like that, and I can't watch it because I imagine it happening to me
Yeah.
when I watch it. Ugh.
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know why anybody would want to post that.
Right.
But there's a lot of sick people in the world, so
Mm.
True story.
Well, you
Like
remember back in the day the VHS videos, the Faces of Death. Oh, I couldn't watch that.
They had the monkey in the box, and they were
Yeah.
Oh,
I couldn't watch those videos. I couldn't do it. I tried, but I couldn't do it. You'd be in high school parties, people getting fucked up and putting those videos on, and I'm like headed outside to smoke. It's like you
But
guys.
I guess if you watch it now, it's probably gonna look crazy fake.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
so that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, Garrett, that was a really good one. I got to give you that one. That was a good one this week.
Mhm.
All right, let's jump into the lightning round. And the lightning round brought to us by our friends at J.C. Newman Cigar Company. They are America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and the American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 112-year-old El Reloj cigar factory in historic Cigar City, Tampa, Florida. For more information on their cigars or their visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. So, lightning round. Honestly, Aric, I don't remember if last time we had you on the show if we were doing lightning round, but we're going to take some of the deep tracks from the lightning round questions just in case we
All right,
gave you
that
some of the
works.
early ones. So, if you were suddenly a billionaire,
Mhm.
what would be the first unnecessary thing you would spend some money on? I mean, after you paid off everything and all that, what would be the first, like, just lavish, extravagant thing you'd spend money on?
And it can't be cigars, time, or what else?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
A solid gold bidet. I want my ass washed in class.
he just went to Dubai.
That's another level. Honestly, I mean,
That-
solid.
It might be diamond crusted too, just to add some stank on it. You know.
that is. Oh,
I
that's
just love that. People ask, "Hey, what are you going to do in Chicago?" Well, first, I'm going to go get my ass washed in a gold diamond encrusted bidet.
But another thing I would get too is I need a travel llama to come with me to events. So if there's anybody acting fucking weird at my table, the llama gonna spit in his face.
You see that motherfucker right there? Go spit in that bitch's face.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
gonna spit.
oh. See, this is just like this is a good idea machine right now. Aric is just like, we got solid gold bidets, we got trained llamas that'll spit in people's faces.
Or Stu can do it for him.
And I got a third thing. Do it.
Do it.
I will legitimately give Terrence Riley $1 million for the circle beard.
Yes. No
There's
amount
no
of
way he's
money
gonna
is
tell me
too
no.
big.
Yeah, there's no way he's telling me no.
Oh, I love it. All right, so let's say you're out at a cigar club one night, and for whatever reason, this cigar club is doing karaoke, and people force you to get up and sing a song. What's the first song you pick?
Oh shit, Usher, Bad Girls.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be hot.
Crowd pleaser too. That's like audience participation right there.
Yeah, get everybody up.
Love it.
Do you keep your shirt on?
Yeah.
Depends on how much I had to drink. But Usher didn't really take his shirt off because he has a bird chest. So I probably just stick. I don't have a bird chest, but I'll probably just stick with his motto where he keeps his clothes on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So this is the big one. Let's say the zombie apocalypse is coming. Who are the 3 people from the cigar industry that you want on your team to defend against the zombie horde?
Booth.
Yep.
Yes.
Maybe Espinosa. Aric.
Yeah.
I need a big guy too. I'm gonna go with Sean Williams because he's a big dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great team.
That is, I would take that team all day.
Yep.
That is a great team. All right, let's jump into notable smokables for the week. And as always, notable smokables brought to us by our friends at Ace Prime. Notable cigars, notable passion, notable purpose. So each week we name a cigar that we smoked recently that was interesting to us. It could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that we just smoked for the first time in a long time, or it could be a cigar that's brand new to the market that we just smoked for the first time ever. So Aric, obviously you're smoking mostly your own stuff, but do you get a chance to jump outside of your own portfolio? And is there something you smoked recently that you thought was notable?
Well, first of all, I kind of rarely smoke my stuff because I don't want to trap my palate.
Okay.
So
I like that.
I just keep smoking my shit, and I won't know. I only know my shit. That's boring. That's like eating. You have a favorite meal. It's like eating a favorite meal every fucking day. That's gonna get old real fast. I get bored with my own blend. I smoke everybody else's shit. Man.
If you own a restaurant, you only ever eat at that restaurant you own. Yeah.
So because that's the way I keep building my palate, and that's the leg up I have up on a lot of people is because I don't smoke the same shit all the time. One of the cigars that sticks out in my mind that's recent. What the? Something got in here. I keep looking to just make sure because it's raccoons around here, and sometimes they'll try to come in here, and try to get a cigar. They want to come smoke with me, So I keep hearing it's something in here. I don't know if it's a bug or what, but anyway,
get the llama after him. Get the llama.
Right here. The knuckle sandwich was one of the last good ones that sticks out in my mind. That was very good.
Maduro.
It was a Maduro. Yeah, it was
Okay.
Maduro. Yeah, that's a good stick. I enjoyed that. I smoked several of those. I thought that was really good. It's a company called Codio that I ran into at PCA, and he gave me I think the cigar was called La Coseca, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was a good cigar, you know. Trying to think what else. I mean, like I said, I smoke a bunch of stuff, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. You know, people giving me cigars, I smoke those. The stuff that I buy, you know.
Yeah.
So it goes on and on. You know,
No,
you had to ask me about a particular brand if I smoke it or not.
Yeah, you got to mix it up. I like that. Garrett, what about you? What was notable recently?
I smoked Bandolero for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
You never had a Bandolero before?
I had never had a Bandolero before.
Bro, that's a good cigar. Good cigar.
I had no idea, and it was incredible. Had it with some coffee, and I've got another amazing cigar that went beautifully with coffee. So, yeah.
Very nice. Justin, you have a notable?
Yeah, I think that yesterday I went through a Lancero kick, but the one that stuck out the most was the Blackwork Studio Syndustry.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of age on that thing. It was good.
That's a heavy duty.
You said Blackbird?
Blackwork Studio.
Oh, Blackworks. Oh,
Yeah,
JB. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
Syndustry.
that's my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my boy. I haven't had that one. Yeah.
Mine was actually on our weekend trip that turned into a shit show, but you know, it had moments of goodness. I'm always, it's weird because when I'm at home, it's like a pain in the ass to get me out of bed in the morning, you know, during my regular work week. But when I'm traveling, I'm up at the crack ass of dawn every day. Doesn't matter if it's just for some reason when I travel, I wake up early every single morning. So we're traveling with my brothers and their wives and all together with my wife at a place on Lake Michigan, and I'm up at like 6 every morning. Which if you're Fred Rui, 6 is like late, but for me 6 is really early. So I'm up, you know, watching the sunrise over Lake Michigan, and I fire up a Hoya de Nicaragua Numero Uno with some coffee. With some black coffee in the morning, and just that cigar is just, if you're looking for a really great expression of Connecticut shade, you know, it's just a really nice refined cigar in the morning with coffee.
Yeah.
So I really dig, and it's that new Lonsdale, you know, the 6.5 by 42, you know, which everybody knows that's my wheelhouse. So you know, that's really nice, notable for this week. So that was this week's Notable Smokables, brought to us by Ace Prime, improving lives through fine cigars. Visit aceprime.com to learn more. So to give our viewers and listeners an idea of some coming attractions that we have very soon, coming attractions brought to us by our friends at AJ Fernandez. They now produce unparalleled premium cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua. The day-to-day operations at Tabacalera AJ Fernandez manage under the watchful eye of Mr. Fernandez himself in order to ensure superior quality. The AJ Fernandez portfolio of cigars provides a blend, strength, and flavor profile to match the preferences of any cigars consumer. It's New World, Dias de Gloria, San Latano, Enclave, or Bellas Artes, you are sure to be satisfied with a premium cigar from AJ Fernandez. So next week on the show, August 8th, we have Lee Marsh from Stolen Throne Cigars. Very excited to have him for his second appearance on How About That Cigar Live. So Aric, if you would please give our viewers and listeners an idea, where's the best place for them to keep up with the latest and greatest from Black Star Line?
Our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram. Those are the only 2 social media platforms that I use. So it's Black Star Line Cigars, just like behind my name. Follow us. You get to see, you know, different things that I'm bringing out, where my events are going to be. Or you can go to the website, blackstarline.shop, and on there it has a retailer page, so you can look on there. And I need to update it for the new accounts that we picked up at PCA. But you can look on there and see if there's a retail shop that's close to you that you can go locally and go purchase the cigars. And you can also, if you want, you can purchase cigars directly from me on the website. And there's a bunch of swag and stuff on there too that you can purchase: shirts, hats, hoodies, coffee, flasks, glasses. There's a bunch of stuff on there. So if you just, even if you don't smoke and you want to support me, you could buy a shirt or, you know, something else, you know, something to put your whiskey in or your Kool-Aid.
Or your Kool-Aid, or both.
Right.
Not both.
A Kool-Aid cocktail. Yeah. Put your Kool-Aid cocktail in the Black Star Line.
Kool-Aid old-fashioned. Well, Aric, man, always a blast hanging out with you, man. And thank you so much for being back on the show. We appreciate it. And we wish you a fantastic, rest of 2022 and look forward to seeing more growth from you and your brand very soon, man. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Yeah, I look forward to the next time I'm on to talk with y'all. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Viewers and listeners, guys, as always, man, we are so grateful to you for being the best part of How About That Cigar. Thank you so much for watching us while we're live here on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're watching after the fact, if you still have comments, please feel free to leave those. If you have questions for any of us, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Follow us on all social media at HBT Cigar. And of course, as always, burn cigars,
Not bridges.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.